Hello, everyone, and welcome to Legend of the Stoned Owl. My name is Chris.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Alan.
Hey, guys. How the heck are you?
Good.
Good.
Good?
Very good.
Good? Ready to talk a little video games today?
You know it.
All right, so coming up in today's episode of Legend of the Stoned Owl, we have got Splinter Cell Conviction review coming up, and then also that's going to be... We're introducing a new segment, and that will following that Splinter Cell review is going to be our new segment called, we're calling it Grab Bag, right?
Oh, yeah.
Grab Bag. And that's going to be, this episode is going to be a list we're going to do of our top franchise failures.
Yeah, the franchise that we really liked and has
not delivered.
Down.
Has not delivered, and
Yeah.
I think we all have some interesting ones. So with that said, why don't we jump into the gaming news? All right, first up in the news segment for Legend of the Stoned Owl this week is a story about Sega. And it's an interesting one because, for one, we've been talking about Sega quite a bit lately because there is a new Sonic game on the way.
Yeah, Sonic 4, Episode 4.
All right?
Yeah.
And then also...
Well,
I don't know.
Sonic Episode 4, or like...
Whatever. And then also... I'm just saying. And then also, we've been talking a lot about downloadable games. You and I, especially Justin, have had kind of an interest in downloadable content. And so now Sega has come out with a story this week that says that, first of all, they've laid off 73 people, which works to be like almost like 10% or something of their staff. So Sega just cut off 73 people. Interestingly enough, a lot of them were attached to a studio that is working on the new Iron Man 2 video game that's a companion to the new Iron Man movie, which they claim is not a reflection on that studio, it's just that they couldn't get work for it. But
Yeah.
have you guys ever really played a game title that goes along with a movie that's any good?
Not since I've been a little... Well, no.
The Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, okay, I've heard good. I have heard that's good. Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Okay. So, but I think it's generally considered that these games are not very good. So there's a lot of people say maybe that's a reason why they ended that relationship and laid some of those people off, but that's all kind of conjecture. But what is interesting enough is Sony also says they're going to kind of refactor their development process to focus on making games specifically with the intention of selling them online, like through Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, or
digital
iTunes.
distribution.
Yeah.
Going that route.
So Sega, obviously we grew up with Sega, huge game maker, has made some super important games.
And some super bad decisions.
What do you think about are downloadable games yet the quality that you can get when you buy the disc? And does this mean Sega's making less quality games?
Not at all. I don't think.
No?
I haven't been able to get into an arcade game as much as a disc.
It seems like the disc games are generally a more greater scoped game.
But
I try to get excited for them, but whenever I play them, I mean, they're pretty shallow. I mean, there's not a lot going on.
So would you be interested to buy a Sega downloadable game? You give it a shot.
Well, for nostalgia purposes, it might be okay, but...
No, like a new game that they developed, especially, with the intention of selling.
Well, I remember there used to be a cap on the how many megabytes you could make an arcade game, but that's been changing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there is one anymore.
Right.
But, if they can... they're just kind of shallow games that feel old to me, and I don't like it. I'd rather play a game on a disc.
I would almost rather play the older games, really, if they would just port those.
now, at the same time, they are coming out with the, the games on demand type of thing.
Yeah.
So if they just get rid of the disc and just go that route, then, it's the same quality games. They're just trying, to take out part of their
Yeah.
But they're talking about the casual stuff for...
Yeah.
That's what worries me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not talking about
but Sonic is casual.
And the digital distribution isn't their choice. It's going to be Xbox's anyways, so
Right.
obviously they're talking about the arcadey
Well,
stuff.
I think also they have a pretty big intention to sell pretty heavily into the iTunes store, to be honest. I think they've made quite a bit of money on the iPhone and the iPod Touch.
Yeah, good for them.
I'm just saying.
Now, I know. I want what you want is just, I want HD res versions of all these games.
Yeah.
Like,
You want your nostalgic game, and you want to amp it back up to today's standards a little bit.
Yeah, like what they're doing with the Sonic game. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily new. It doesn't. It'd be awesome if they did, like what they're doing with Mega Man.
Right.
But if they just make it like they did the Turtles in Time, but with a game that's more fun, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that game definitely holds a place in my heart and everything, but I downloaded the demo and that was all I needed.
Yeah, I did the same, and I really loved the original game.
Yeah.
And I for some reason couldn't pick up. I don't know. That's interesting. So it's kind of a big shift for a major player in our gaming lives. So we'll be interested to see. You know, it's gonna be an interesting direction for them to go.
Yeah, but as long as they keep coming out with this stuff. Sega's made a bunch of different changes over the years. They used to make consoles. They don't do that anymore.
Right.
Now that's just the next shift, I think,
Right.
in their,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in their
It is, I
evolution.
guess, the next change up, and I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense for them. All right, so I guess maybe we'll move on to the next story. I think that's kind of probably all we really had to cover in the Sega story. This whole Activision Infinity Ward thing, you know, it keeps going on, and now more and more employees have left, and they're all joining Respawn. Have you guys heard of this? This Respawn company? It's a company that's put together by the original, you know, Infinity Ward founder guys.
Is it through EA?
No, they're their own brand new company, and what
So it's just a development company.
they're
They don't have
taking,
any
like, they're
publishing
cherry
yet.
picking the Activision and Infinity Ward people. And if you're watching the video version right now, we're rolling these credits there where somebody's been marked off, where
Yeah,
every person's
everyone
been
with-
marked off. They've left and they've joined Respawn,
Yeah, you can find this online very easily.
which
but-
is it's a significant, and you can tell it was hand-picked people.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all, you know, all the leads it seems, except for certain ones, animation leads,
Right
story
now,
writing
now
leads.
the rumor is there's still a pretty big dispute if they own the intellectual property to the Call of Duty games. If they do, they're going to create a new Call of Duty with their key people.
To me, from what I've read, it seems like they own everything after Vietnam War,
I think that's their belief.
and I mean that's what was basically said. So
Right.
who really knows? I
Yeah.
mean, they'll figure it out, of
Yeah.
course, but
Right. Interesting.
you know, just
It's
another
just
chapter
we
in-
thought we'd check in.
yeah, it's
It's been a little bit. It's gonna keep going.
and it's gonna go on for a long time.
I just wonder if they're going to do anything different.
Yeah,
If they're going to make the same first-person shooter for
know.
another company.
I know. I hope that maybe they felt like they were being forced to do that. Maybe that's why they all wanted to leave.
In that weird agreement they had, it was they could make a new IP anytime, and then I guess they didn't let them, and that's why this all happened.
Right. They wanted to keep it the same and safe and comfortable.
Yeah, which worked, but you know,
Yeah, it
sometimes
worked, but it's more of the same. It's like going to McDonald's all the time. You know.
I'm
It's kinda
so
becoming-
fed up with it. I would love to see a new IP from that. Man, I'd love to see if they could come up with something different and new, and especially if it's not a first-person shooter.
Right. I mean, it
If
needs
it's
to
a
be.
first-person shooter, then
Call of Duty's become like the quarter pounder. Like you can get it it's anywhere you go. It's the same exact thing. And then like they'll come out with like a new take on it. They'll like it'll be like the Modern Warfare.
a different name,
And
but the same.
It's not a
basic
quarter
thing.
pounder anymore. It's just like maybe like a Wendy's bacon cheeseburger. It's like a different kind of burger, but it's still
Just
really
a
the same
different
thing.
arrangement.
Yeah, it's and they really need to come up with they need to go like the Taco Bell route.
Think
Right.
outside the box.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's what I want to see. I want to see tacos from those guys.
That'd be nice.
All right, well, I think that covers everything in the news. It's time now to get into the review of Splinter Cell Conviction. All right, gentlemen, it's time to talk about a little Splinter Cell Conviction. And I'm going to have to recuse myself from the conversation for the most part because I didn't play it.
What does that word mean?
It means I'm going to basically have a viewer's position here. I'm not really going to have much to contribute. I might have a question or two, but I'm not really going to be involved myself.
Ask away.
No, I'm going to ask you guys just to kind of get into it. So let's talk about it. Splinter Cell Conviction. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was great. It's a lot different than the other ones.
Different how?
The other ones, you had to be way more sneaky.
Okay.
This one, you can just run through and punch everybody in the face pretty much.
More about the action.
Yeah, you don't even have to crouch if you don't want to.
All right.
But when I really didn't play much of the other ones at all. The first one, though, the only one I played was a little of the co-op, the Mercenaries versus Spies. I did that.
Yeah.
And that you had to be super sneaky and everything, and it was not for me. I don't have the patience. But this one, since you have the option, it made me want to sneak around more, and I felt like I was doing a lot better. It was
Really?
way cooler when you were sneaking
Because you didn't
around.
have to? You did it more?
I don't know, maybe I just have more patience now.
Interesting.
But I want to shoot
follow
out.
your
I want to
logic.
shoot out every light to make it dark so I can sneak around. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the other ones? Because I really didn't play them.
What did you say?
I don't know. As far as if you're a cult follower of it, it probably didn't stack up that well.
I don't remember the X-ray vision thing.
That's what it's all about, dude.
No, I mean in the early days.
That's what it was all about in the early days.
I didn't play for very much, but I didn't remember being able to see everything like
those
that.
3 dots on the goggles.
You can see through all of that stuff?
Well, in the first game, you couldn't see through walls. In the first few
That's what I'm
games,
talking about.
This is the new one where you can. But it's cool too because, instead of having it on all the time like you could in the other one and run, if you start moving around, your vision starts getting all blurry.
Really?
Yeah, so you can't just live in them. You gotta put them on, find people, and then move.
So they
around.
gave you, but they also took. They giveth, but they taketh.
Yeah,
that's a good way. That's a good balanced way to do it.
It's a pretty good description for the whole game.
How's the controls like moving around when you're trying to climb on stuff?
Nice.
How do you do that? Like, say this guy right now in the video version, he's climbing on a pipe.
He's just holding the up thing.
How did you direct him to it? Like right there. See, he runs right up to the wall.
Well, if you look, the thing they kind of do the Assassin's Creed thing where they put all the options that you can do on the screen, which I'm not a big fan of, because if I'm playing the game, I've already figured it out. I can do it.
So then it just becomes a distraction.
It's not even a distraction.
But can't you turn that off, or can you? I haven't tried yet because I'm still, I have it down, but here and there it's like,
maybe you can.
I get too caught up in the action.
I really like the I like the camera work. Like the camera doesn't seem to be a problem at all.
No, the camera's great.
Camera's always been good.
Like it's a really fun game to play. Like I said, I haven't really gotten into the other ones. And the story's not that hard to follow. I kind of know what's going on just because I've read a little bit.
Yeah.
But even without really knowing the story, it's still really interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
All right.
And there's also the.
Oh, I like the way they do the text on the floor and the video up on the wall.
Yeah, it's really
about
cool.
that.
It puts all your missions out there on the walls.
Is he like
and stuff.
holding a projector or something?
No, it's just video game stuff.
okay.
It's just there. But if you press the back button, whatever you're looking at, it'll shoot your objective like that onto the wall. And
it's a really cool way of doing that. And then
it's a really kind of in-game experience.
Yeah.
Kind of keeps you in the scene the whole time.
And then the co-op on it is pretty dang fun as well.
Oh, now this would be a big thing for me. The co-op, how did that work?
The co-op's awesome.
How did it work?
Totally different story.
Yeah, they got a whole entire co-op campaign, a separate campaign.
Oh, okay.
Because the game itself, the single-player campaign is only about 6-7 hours. Yeah, the other story isn't as in-depth and everything, but it's, you're just these 2 guys running around in Russia doing stuff.
But still, that's not a cheap way to go. That's a really good way to do that.
See, as Adam Fusion says...
In the chat room. Yeah,
that the diehard fans are getting angry over it because it's a lot simpler.
Because it's more action, first-person shootery.
Yeah, I'm half and half there because I really like Splinter Cell. I like the story. I like this game.
Did you like being methodic about it? Or did it get old? See, I wonder if you look at it, they had to look at them at this game and say, "We've done this a lot now."
Yeah, I know, I understand that, but it's that whole entire Wendy's McDonald's thing you're talking about. I guess they actually mixed it up a bit.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's fun. It really is.
Yeah, sometimes
he
you
moves
need to mix
a
it
lot
up
faster this time when he's crawling on walls.
Right.
It's not, it's not as realistic as it used to be. So if he'd sit there and kind of shimmy, but now he just kind of monkeys around really fast.
Yeah, he sure does. I'm watching him.
Yeah, so.
All right.
There's a lot of good and bad things they did.
I could definitely see it this style bringing, because to me, just watching this kind of does actually still seem kind of slow.
Yeah, and it's cool too because it does reward you for being slow. Like when you like hand-to-hand execute and sneak up on a guy, then you get the mark and execute. So that way you get a mark, a few numbered guys, and then
you can do like an execute. You can execute
kind of like a cinema kill type of thing.
You execute like a plan, basically. You mark some guys and.
Well, yeah.
Is he rocking an iPad here too?
No, stop it. I don't know. The mark and execute thing is kind of cool, but it's kind of one of those things that doesn't take any skill. They don't use it a lot.
So you select a few guys to kill, and then it auto does it?
Yeah. If you're within range and they're not blocked by something, either the arrows would be red or
you
gray.
could go clear out a room real quick.
Nah, you can only the gun that you can do it the most with, I think, is it's a pistol, and you can only do 4. at the max. You can't just clear out.
You can still do a decent dent.
Yeah, and I don't know. They didn't really. I played the game in both difficulties, the normal and the hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3, but no one counts easy.
Right.
So
no one
might be good for you.
Yeah.
But I really didn't notice a difference in how hard it was.
Right. You were saying that you went all the way up to hard, and it was.
I punished that game.
Now, see, I want to know though if that has to do with
his mad skills.
Well, obviously, but if it would have been harder if you just played that first off rather than playing through medium and then hard.
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah, that kind of goes without saying though. I just got done with the whole entire game and pressed restart pretty much and went right through it again.
But then again, I guess
really that fresh?
Games like God of War.
I respect.
I've never done that with a game before.
Really?
I haven't even done it with God of War yet.
So wow, that's big. You played the whole game and hit reset and played it right then and there.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's awesome. That's a great way to do it. That's like watching a movie and then going back like the next day and watching it again.
One of the cool things too, you'll like it, is every Thursday they're releasing free content for the game.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of content?
Weapons, pretty much.
Huh.
And they're saying they're gearing up to...
And then they're going to sell maps?
Yeah, they're going to... Well, maybe not maps, but, you know, maybe... shit, who knows? They're probably going to make more weapons, and they said there's going to be stuff you're going to be paying for later.
Yeah.
But they give you this every week, and all you do is go into the menu.
They're going to sell more missions and maps down the road.
I hope so.
Yeah. The other cool thing is they're now doing this Uplay thing with some of their games. They've only done it with 3. Ruse.
Well, it's only 2. That Ruse game's way off.
Yeah, and then this one where it's kind of like achievements within their own Uplay system.
Oh, okay.
And then you can download free
stuff. So outside
stuff.
the Xbox system.
Yeah, it's a Ubisoft thing.
Huh.
So, you know, I downloaded this.
Wonder how Microsoft feels about that.
We both downloaded this new mode.
Yeah.
You know, an infiltration mode.
Yeah, you get the points and you can actually spend them on tangible things.
Oh, that's cool.
You can get themes.
Huh.
Yeah, it's you can get outfits for your character and stuff in the game.
Yeah, you can get the Scar H, the gun that you had through all the first games.
I gotta say the graphics look amazing.
Oh yeah,
it really looks good.
360 exclusive.
I mean, like look, the paperwork on the desk there almost looks 3-dimensional.
Oh, dude, interrogating people's so fun.
Yeah.
You just go Jack Bauer on him.
Well, yeah, you're not really telling. You're not saying smash his head, but you bring him to a certain area.
Rough.
And then you press a button, then you just start beating the snot out of him.
All right.
Yeah, so...
All right, so you guys are both giving a big thumbs up, aren't you?
Yeah,
double thumbs up.
All right. And that's the LOTSO review of Splinter Cell Conviction.
Splinter Cell?
Go get it.
And welcome back to Legend of the Stoned Owl. Now it is time for our new grab bag segment. And we're going to each talk about a franchise that has failed us. And Alan, you're up first on the list. What is your failed franchise?
That would be the Tony Hawk series.
All across the board?
No, just what they've done to it. They've made it horrible. I used to love it. I love the Tony Hawk 1, 2 Pro Skaters on the PlayStation, PS2. And what they've done to it lately is the American Wasteland, everything after...
is it the same burger thing? Just like the burger analogy? It all just kind of tastes the same?
No, I liked it when it tasted the same. And then when they did something else, it just turned to garbage. It was horrible.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't like how the board is. I don't like what I've heard about it.
Yeah, without even trying it, it's already not going to work for us.
No. And the funny thing is I'm kind of way leaning more towards Skate now, which before just seemed too much to me. But I really like the Tony Hawk, all the simple combos and racking up these crazy 1,000,000-point scores and just doing... unrealistic as an unrealistic arcadey skateboarding game. Right. And now they've just turned it into, hey kids, you can skateboard too. Bleh. And
super generic, super easy, boring.
Yeah. And it's, I get what he's trying to do. It's, they're selling...
Trying to bring it to the masses.
Yeah. Like, they're trying to do what the Wii does and everything, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, make this stuff if you want, but how about making some,
the original controller base?
It just doesn't feel like a step forward either.
No, and I mean, even what they did before this, with some of the American Wastelands and what I don't know what the other ones were because I stopped playing them. They just made it the whole thing felt like a tutorial.
Yeah.
And
Project 8 or something, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
But I used to love these games. I played the living hell out of them, and
yeah, from number 1 to Underground 2, and then
from there it was just I still played the 2 after that, and after buying 2 games, that was just like I played it just because it was Tony Hawk.
Yep.
And it's just like I can't do this anymore. Bro.
The whole entire thing kind of took that Jackass type of turn when that was all popular back then.
Oh yeah.
Where they're just doing this stupid stuff. Everything's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's
bring it
sad.
back or get rid of it.
Yeah, let it die.
I'll play Skate.
Right. All right, man. So, Justin, you're up next.
This one was a hard one, but I think it has to be Prince of Persia. With that last game.
Wow.
Yeah, they totally wrecked it.
When did you jump into Prince of Persia?
Number 1.
Okay.
Well, not number 1. The Sands of Time, the first Xbox.
Okay.
And then I played.
That's the one I jumped into. That's the more recently. I played the original Prince of Persia a long time ago, but I really like the Sands of Time a lot.
The Sands of Time was cool. I liked all the wall running stuff, and then the second one it got really combat heavy. And dark and creepy, but this new one was just so
not like it at all.
No, it was. I liked the way it went with the cell shaded look. I really liked that. I was excited for that, and they did an open world, which was kind of cool. But
you really
some good ideas in it and everything.
Those are 2 things that you're really up Justin's alley, though.
Yeah,
hope you love an open world,
but it might not be the right fit for this. But even if it is, just.
But it's hard saying at the same time because they're coming out with a new one, but I don't want it, to... I know it's not going to be a direct thing from the movie because the movie's about the first game.
Right.
But, I mean, are they going to make the character look like...
Yeah, this doesn't seem like Prince of Persia really at all. I'm just watching the video here. I mean, there's some elements to it, but overall, it's just kind of just a generic...
I am worried about this man ruining one of my favorite things.
Who is this man?
That's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Riding a white stallion.
He looks adorable.
He's having a good time.
But that last one, that thing right there.
That's concept art?
No, that's the game. The game looked really good.
Wow.
Yeah, when we saw screenshots like this, if you're looking at the video where it's just like you just see the prince and it's all cell shaded and the bad guy, it looks really cool.
And they took away, you only fight one enemy at a time. It's just one-on-one battles. Okay. And the other one, you didn't.
You'd have a group action.
Yeah, 5 or 6 guys coming at you, and it's not a lot. It was a long time ago. They weren't up to that lot of people up there. Quit laughing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take it there, dude.
But yeah, it's
that's all right. Okay.
They have a chance with this new game coming out.
Yeah,
I think one of the things you didn't touch on that this game ruined for you is the fact that you had that girl tagging along with you the whole time.
I can't stand having anybody tag along with me.
AI companions tag-alongs. It's ugh.
Yeah, they've never really been able to get it right. They never really have. I guess I remember even back to Sonic when you had what was the little yellow guy?
Tails.
Tails. I even hated effing Tails.
I like Tails. Tails didn't do anything.
No,
Tails just followed you.
Tails would fall into like this trap all the time in one of the early levels, and it just drove me nuts. I'm just saying, I never was a big.
I hate
Tails
relying on other things. I like it just to be me.
Yeah. Well, all right. So my turn. Am I ready to go here? You guys ready for this? Are you ready for this? Mine is it's GoldenEye. I don't know if you guys got to play GoldenEye much on the
oh yeah
N64.
Yeah, I didn't actually have a 64, but my friend did, and every sleepover, every weekend, pretty much we did this in Mario Kart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you had to be a big James Bond fan to like this game.
No, I'd seen the movie, but it had no difference to me.
Right. This game for me was one of the first games where I probably got into first-person shooters in a whole new way because of this game. Like, I went through a phase where I wasn't huge into first-person, and this just like ignited me for like years to be into first-person shooters.
Now, what's ruined it? Just the other
Well, so then they came out with a GameCube game, a GoldenEye GameCube game, and it really nothing new. In fact, even less of the same gameplay mechanics were in it. Like they took some stuff out, and it was just kind of run into this room, kill a guy, interesting story, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, well maybe because there was rumors of a third version, so there's like, okay, maybe the second one is just kind of boring, right?
Right.
Well, then the third one came out, which was the second one for the GameCube, and it was just super watered down, super generic.
See, never
the same again.
I gotta say, they came out for one on the PlayStation or the PS2. I forget which now. Probably the PS2. And I was all excited for it because I hadn't played a Bond game since GoldenEye, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Now, however, have you gone back and played GoldenEye since?
I haven't in a while.
It's horrible. You cannot play it.
Well, now check this out. Activision has registered GoldenEye domain. I think it's called GoldenEyeGame.com. They just recently registered.
Yeah.
So there's some rumors that maybe it's coming back, and I'll pick that up. I'll give that a try.
Activision has a tendency to ruin things.
Oh yeah.
Rare was an awesome developer back then.
Yeah, Rare was Rare.
They were beating the pants off of people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Activision.
But didn't you love that in this game too, when you could go through and play the game in a certain amount of times, different levels, and get the golden PP7? You can get the slow motion kills and the super powerful Magnum bullets.
The grappler was
paintball mode.
I mean,
slow motion was awesome.
Once you played this game, what other first-person shooter is really a lot better than this one? And this is from the N64.
And see, that's what I'm saying though, is that. Yeah, back then.
You don't think so?
No, back then, yes, totally. And the memory of that game.
But you think if
100%,
I wouldn't pick it up now?
If you could pick it up with a different controller, it would be good. If a different
controller, yes.
That's the only thing.
Controls are way different.
Yeah,
and when you try playing with it, it's too clunky. It doesn't work.
Well, it's just like everything, though.
You can probably get it even.
No, I can play NES games really no problem. But this game I could not pick up.
You think forgetting 2 buttons? No, compared to every single button that was on that.
I could play Mario Kart.
What about picking up the original Xbox controller?
I haven't done that, but I'm sure it's really not that different.
Yeah,
it's just the black and the white buttons.
Like, I could play Mario Kart anytime on the 64, no problem.
Okay.
But at the same time, that's only like a 1 or 2 button game.
Oh, it had that one joystick button, right?
Right in the middle.
Controller.
And then you kind of had to use the
trigger
C buttons, the yellow buttons for your up and down. Sometimes
that
you're strafing. It was weird. But
it worked though.
Oh yeah, back then there was nothing better.
This is like the most violent game that ever came out.
Oh yeah, the proximity mines and the remote mines playing multiplayer. It was awesome.
So I was really bummed to see the direction this took, because I mean, if they could have kept this up, even if they could have just kept it kind of the same, just with more story, that'd have been an amazing franchise.
Oh yeah, they just haven't. I don't know. They haven't gotten that one thing right, I guess.
I thought too, if you guys didn't mind, I asked people on the Twitter just really quickly what their kind of thoughts were, and I think some of these might surprise you guys. So I asked out on Twitter basically the same question: what's your failed franchise? A lot of people called out Call of Duty, and a lot of people called out Sonic.
Yep, definitely Sonic.
All EA Sports.
That's a stretch.
Yeah,
because
a couple of people calling out EA.
It depends on which games you play. I'm not a sports guy.
Look at all these responses.
Watching some of the basketball and playing
EA
some of the
makes
hockey
Skate,
games.
dude. Skate's good.
Skate's good.
All right,
they're coming around with a Madden franchise finally.
Joe here says definitely the Soul Calibur. Says Soul Calibur franchise.
See, I never really played a lot of Soul Calibur.
There's a few other people in here. A couple of people called out Madden.
I understand the Madden. They don't need the...
Phoenix Fighter calls out Mortal Kombat. Mr. Herder called out Nintendo.
Oh, Herder!
And then like I said, a couple of people in here mentioned Mortal Kombat, which I totally agree with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can definitely see that.
I'm just not.
Then again, a lot of those games, when they do try to switch into the 3D, I think it kind of sometimes they have hard transitions.
And then Dr. Kha'Zix, or whatever his name is here, he also says Rare, aka GoldenEye. And
Killer Instinct.
Yep, and Killer Instinct.
Yeah, those games would be done if they could redo them, make them HD pretty.
But it's interesting.
I love it.
It was interesting to hear the consensus is here. A lot of people calling out Sonic. I mean, a lot of people are calling out the same things.
Sonic's just kind of one of those ones. It's, from what I've gathered of reading magazines, it's kind of the industry joke. Yeah. The Sonic games.
Another one for me that I almost did was Spider-Man. Since Spider-Man 2, there hasn't been another one besides Spider-Man after Spider-Man 2 was Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance has just gone downhill.
And I want to say Gears of War too.
Yep.
Yeah. That second one didn't. I played it just to finish. Yeah. The first one, dude.
Couldn't get enough.
Earlier,
of it.
when Alan said I played the game just because I've been playing the games.
Yeah.
I forget, were you talking about Splinter Cell or whatever it was? I forget.
No, we were talking about Bond.
You were okay. No, you were talking about your franchise. Anyways, that's how I felt about Gears of War 2. Was I'm playing it. It was good, but then I just kind of kept playing it just because I played the first one.
Right.
And I really, really liked the first one. So Gears of War was also one of my considerations.
One last little thing I wanted to say is I'm really pissed off at the Activision Guitar Hero, DJ Hero franchise thing. Because every time they say they're going to do better with their downloadable content, and every time they don't. Yeah. And DJ Hero, they've come out with 2 track packs since it's come out. Yeah. One was just 2 songs. Huh. And it seemed like they charge double what they normally do because it's 4 songs technically because they're mashed up. Right. And so it's just like there's nothing there, and it's like I want to play it. I want new songs so bad.
But they make you buy it. Well, do you remember the faces in GoldenEye? How like they did photos over people's?
Yeah. Remember you could the no odd job rule because he was so short when you're multiplayer. It was like cheating.
No.
Yeah, we used to say, you could not play as Odd Job because it's way too cheap. Or if you were new and didn't know what you were doing, then we let you be Odd Job because it kind of gave you that advantage.
Right.
That was.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of game. Anybody remember Blast Corps? You ever play Blast Corps?
I don't think so.
It was an N64 thing, but
I actually also feel the Metroid franchise.
Dude, this other M one is looking like it's going to be nuts.
I've just never been a big fan since they went 3D. I've always thought it should be a side-scroller.
This one's going to be third person.
Really? Now that could be awesome.
Yeah.
But now do I have to get a Wii?
Yeah, you can have mine.
Tell them what use it does right now.
Oh, yeah. One of my Wiimotes is my doorstop for the back door to get air in the house. Yeah, I hate it. I loved Blast Corps, Adam Fusion from Chat Room.
Nice.
Finally.
Did anybody else in the chat room? Oh, Quake 4. Yeah, absolutely, Rob Loach. Yeah. I got to totally agree with Rob there. That was a bad one. Hey, really, all those. It's such a shame.
What was that? Quake Territories?
Duke Nukem? Yeah, you can't even talk about Duke Nukem. That's ridiculous.
What about when they try to do the StarCraft, like first person, third person?
We'll see.
No,
StarCraft is not. It's not officially out yet, but it's a third person. It's a third-person game.
I thought they already came out with one a while back, and it was just horrible.
I don't think so.
All right, maybe I'm wrong.
All right, well, that's an awesome note to end it on right there. Did you want to say anything else?
No, I just don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, all right.
Well, it doesn't matter.
We should say now, we'd love to hear what your, failed franchises are.
StarCraft Ghost.
What? StarCraft Ghost? Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I've never played it. What do we have coming up in the next episode? We were going to do another top. We were talking about doing our top favorite franchises, kind of a more positive version.
The one that we want them to bring back the most.
The one that's kind of faded off, but still has potential and things like that. Maybe talk about that coming up. All right, and then also just a reminder to people that Legend of the Stone Owl now comes out on Thursdays. But you can always go to JupiterBroadcasting.com and just subscribe to it there, and you don't have to worry about when it comes out. It'll just automatically download. You can also search in iTunes for Legend of the Stone Owl. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, until another fortnight, thanks for listening or watching this episode of Legend of the Stone Owl. Later.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Winston.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Legend of the Stone Owl.
Legend of the Stone Owl is produced over at JupiterBroadcasting.com. That's where you can find the show, subscribe, all those good things, leave us feedback, and also where you'll find us every 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll see you in a fortnight.